And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
I want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows.
Yeah, God knows, and everybody else wants to know we want to break free here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. Special guest, Husain Abdulla. He's we got a lot of wind noise back there. He's got somewhere where take that away because he's running between congressional offices. He's going. I need help, man. You know, we want something. And you look at Bahrain, and we just look at some of the pictures here on the YouTube, and you'll see that we have a beautiful city. Now, when the economy started to hit and real estate started to dump and all of a sudden, they don't have any infrastructure other than finance or petroleum, refining and naval bases and so on, it had an effect. Now, I'm wondering on who, on whom the people are, the average per capita income is fairly high, but that's only for a select few. How is it that you have so many young people that are on Bahrain that are so poor? How did that happen?
Because you have a systematic policy of the government of Bahrain, the Al Khalifa ruling regime, to make sure that the struggle in the country is not political, but it's economical. So instead of people thinking about their right, they'll think about how to feed their family. That's why you have so much poverty, because you have systematic discrimination policy and corruption. That the wealth is only in the wealth is only in the hands of the few. That's why you have high poverty in the country and corruption.
Well, how did Bahrain get populated? A lot of these people. I mean, we're talking a small island country. They needed workers, or were they born there? Did they immigrate? Were they allowed to come? It would seem with one bridge, and I guess the ocean, it would be easy to control the people coming in, right?
Well, the Bahrain is a 1,000-year-old country. It's not happened today or yesterday. We are 200-years-old country. Bahrain is thousands. It has civilization there. Now, why so many people? Because the government brought so many mercenaries to control the original population. You see, when they came 250 years ago, they didn't come alone. They came with their slaves, with their supporters, the Al Khalifa regime that controlled Bahrain. That's how the population got swollen or big. Plus, throughout the years, you bring so many people, they're going to have families, they're going to have children, and then all of a sudden you have a country that is just jammed with people.
So the people in the streets that are resisting, they're made up of what? They're hungry, poor, rich, educated?
Every sector of the society, because now the demand is not economic. The demands are political demands. The demands are demands to have a representative government, to have open society, to have civil society. They are the poor, they are the rich, they are the student, they are the teacher, the professor, the doctor, some of the security people. You have every sector of the society is calling and demanding for the removal of the regime.
Why are you in Washington, though? I mean, why are you seeking some kind of help from the United States? I would think that they would be the biggest impediment.
No, well, I mean, as a Bahraini American, the United States government is my government, and I'm seeking some reasonable voices that we should pressure the government of Bahrain to stop attacking the peaceful protesters.
Well, tell us about that.
I'm not asking them to topple the regime. No, I'm asking them because we sell Bahrain weapons. We give Bahrain aid. We give Bahrain rent for the Fifth Fleet. I'm asking them to stop selling them weapons, to stop to put political pressure so they will stop killing innocent people who are protesting peacefully.
Well, tell us about that. How are the people being treated? What's going on?
Well, I mean, thank God, in almost say 5 days, we did not have any clashes between the protesters and the security forces or the army. But before that, over 500 people were injured, 7 lost their life. Now, 7 for a small country like that is a lot. President Obama and the State Department intervened immediately, issued strong statements. The president called the King of Bahrain and I'm sure talked to him for 40 minutes, and I'm sure that conversation was not in the liking of the King of Bahrain. And one of the things that were raised, that the United States is not going to tolerate attack against peaceful protesters.
Well, they have been tolerating it all over the world. I mean, what do you mean not tolerate it? They're going to, shake their fist and stomp their feet?
If we have 51 states, Bahrain will be the 51st state. Okay, that's how that country is important to us and close to us. The whole existence of that regime is because of our support. And I mean the government support. So we can tell the King of Bahrain to sit, he'll sit down. We'll tell him to stand and jump. He is like the monkey to us.
Well, see, that's kind of my point. That's exactly my point. Because, it's so strategic to, United States interest, whatever the heck that is it's going to be up to us to determine what happens in that country. And I'm going, if we cannot operate there, if we cannot have our fleets there, go unmolested, we can do operations, if that can't happen, then we're going to make sure it does happen in whatever form that we're going to want to have control. And I tell you, the one thing that centrally planned governments like the United States has become, they don't like throwing it up to the winds and we'll just see what the people want. They already want to tell the people what they want. So if you're coming to the United States government to give you your freedom, you ain't getting it.
Well, no one gives you freedom.
That's my point.
If you think so, no one gives you freedom. But what we do, we advocate for freedom. There is reason for advocacy. You build allies. There are reasonable people you can talk to. At least you can stop the bloodshed in the street. At least you can political prisoners. Through advocacy, you create an ingredient for peaceful revolutions, for social justice movement. Where you from? I'm originally from Bahrain, and for me to advocate for my people is the biggest thing I can do. I don't believe the United States will give us the freedom, or will give the people of Bahrain the freedom. If they don't take it themselves, then they don't deserve the freedom.
Amen.
And right now they are taking it themselves. They are taking the bullets on their chest. They are getting hurt. They are getting tortured. All this tell me that they really want freedom. And all what I'm trying to do here is to stop the sale of weapons, to apply political pressure on the government of Bahrain, regardless what kind of preconceived notion or plans someone might have.
Stop the killing. All right, that's a noble cause. You want to at least have an opportunity for peaceful discourse. But I'm getting the impression that the government, the regime, whatever you want to call it, the military junta, who is it that's in control of Bahrain, do you think? From the people on the street there, and they look at Bahrain's government, they see an individual, they see a bureaucracy, they see United States military. Who do they see?
They see a family called the Al Khalifa ruling family that's been ruling Bahrain with an iron fist for 250 years.
And you think they're going to give it up voluntarily, or they got enough money they can go party somewhere else, or
exactly? Yeah, they've stole enough money that they don't care about the country if their life becomes difficult there. So eventually, if there is enough pressure and if there is enough non-violent movement, protest, civil disobedience, if they paralyze the country economically, believe me, they'll take the private jets and get the heck out of there.
Well, I'm beware, because every 30, 40 years they just change all of the leadership and put a new fresh face on it and whitewash that fence and say you're free, and maybe you're not. But I'm glad you're there advocating for peace. Thank you, Husain Abdulla, Director of Americans for Democracy and Human Rights in Bahrain. We'll be right back.